Students, how are you all? Well, in our previous class we had discussed about the functions of nervous system and about cyton, dendrite and axons, and today we are here to discuss about the types of nerves. There are three types of nerves. The three kinds that are sensory nerves, motor nerves and mixed nerves. So sensory nerves, these contains sensory fibers that carry impulses from the sense organs to the brain or spinal cord. And second, in motor nerve, these motor nerves contain motor fibers that carry impulses from the muscles or glands from the brain to the spinal cord. Now mixed nerves, these contains both sensory and motor fibers. Next is the figure shown about the synapse. Here this one is the nerve ending of one neuron and this one is the dendroid of another neurons. Both are attached and this junction is called the synapse. Now our next topic is nervous system in human beings. You know, the nervous system of human beings consists of brain and spinal cord, and third is nerves. The central nervous system, it consists of the brain and spinal cord. The brain is enclosed in a skull and spinal cord lies within the vertebral column. The major decisions are taken by the brain and hence it becomes the most critical part of the body organ. Now, the nerves that are found all over the body which receive the information from the internals as well as external sources, the informations is then processed and appropriate actions is directed. The brain, it filters the informations that is important and discard what is not important. The body is then directed to convey and carry out an appropriate response. Now, brain. You know, brain, it is the master of the body. The brain is round shaped and has many ridges and grooves on its surface. It is found inside the skull or cranium and is covered by membranes having fluid in between them, and that fluid is known as cerebrospinal fluid. Now here you are seeing the structure of brain. This is the structure of brain. This part is called the cerebrum, this is cerebellum, and this whole part is called the medulla oblongata. These three main part of brains are given here. The brain is made up of three main parts which I had shown you. Each of the main parts have their subparts and they have a specific function. The brain is connected with the body through the spinal cord. Here by this portion, brain is connected through the spinal cord. This one is the human brain. Internal diagram of human brain is given here. The right cerebral hemisphere, left cerebral hemisphere, and here it is the furrow and grooves and rises in the cerebrum. These left and right part are joined with the corpus callosum. Now, the function of the cerebrum, you know that it is the largest and most complex part of the brain and it divided into the similar two halves, right and left halves. These are called the cerebral hemisphere, and the main function of this cerebrum is to taking the main decisions about the body. That means it controls the various voluntary activities like memory, thought, speech, language, etc. These are the important functions of cerebrum. Next is cerebellum. Cerebellum is positioned below the cerebrum. That means just below the cerebrum, cerebellum is there, and it is much smaller in size. It is the function of cerebellum that it is responsible for the balance in the body and coordinating muscles. Now, the next is medulla oblongata. You know, it is the cerebellum that directs the muscles of the hands to relax or contract in order for the action. This is also about the cerebellum. Next is medulla oblongata. This is the lowest part and continues till the spinal nerve. That means this part joined to the spinal nerve. And medulla oblongata, this is also called the medulla, which controls the activity of the internal organs such as breathing of heart and respiration. The beating of heart and respiration and breathing, these are also known as involuntary actions. It is a critical part of the brain, and injury to the medulla oblongata may lead to fatality. It is very important. Now next is spinal cord. So the spinal cord begins at the medulla oblongata. The brain and it extends inside the vertebral column or backbone almost till the end. It is made up of nerve tissues and remains protected by the vertebrae that make up the backbone. The inner part of the spinal cord is darker and makes up the gray matter, which comprises of nerve cell bodies. The outer part is white and comprises of axon nerve fibers, and the main function of the spinal cord is to assist in the transfer of informations between the brain and the various parts of the body, and it also controls the reflex action. It is the focus of reflex action. Which is the focus of reflex action? That is spinal cord. A cross section of spinal cord is given here. You are seeing that it is the white matter and then it is inner gray matter. Now this is the central canal given here. Now this session is completed here, and about the peripheral nervous system we will talk in our next session. Till then, thank you.